Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Arnold, your moderator for today's masterclass entitled QBRs are the hub of the wheel of partnering in 2022. Welcome to the second in our series of QBR masterclasses. In mid-February, we hosted our first QBR masterclass and received over 1,200 registrants. In this masterclass, we have nearly 900. This is because channel executives across the globe are feeling the pain of how difficult it is to execute QBRs with their partners on a regular basis. Partners and QBRs have never been a more important part of a company's growth strategy. Today, I would like to introduce the presenters for today's masterclass. I am Scott Arnold, Successful Channels VP of Sales and Marketing, and moderator for today's masterclass. I have spent 25 years in the technology channel. I've scaled post-startup systems integrator to 10x revenue. Today's speaker is Gary Morris, founder and CEO of Successful Channels. To many of the attendees in today's session, Gary needs no introduction. Gary is a founder and leader of 3 software businesses, a channel thought leader, and a frequent writer, author of more than 200 channel-related articles and white papers. We also have a very senior panelist and very experienced Bob Lampkin, our Successful Channels VP of Business Development. Let me turn it over to Bob to share a little bit about Successful Channels.
Thank you, Scott. If you are not familiar with Successful Channels, I want to introduce you to our 9-year-old company and the world leader in delivering QBR systems. Successful Channels provides cloud-based channel manager tools to make effective QBRs achievable at scale for our clients. This provides your channel team more time to focus on building committed partnerships that deliver more channel-led revenue. Today's masterclass is scheduled for 45 minutes. The presentation section is approximately 35 minutes, leaving time for questions at the end. If you have any questions for our speakers, please submit them via Zoom chat feature, and I will direct these questions to the appropriate panelist. Today's masterclass is being recorded and will be available on the Successful Channels website for attendees to share with colleagues who were not able to attend. And now, without further delay, I'd like to present Gary Morris.
Thank you, Scott. And Bob, thank you very much. Well, we are thrilled that literally thousands of channel executives have signed up for our master classes over the last couple of months. QBRs have come of age. I am so excited. I'm actually at my stand-up desk. I couldn't even sit down. We've received an overwhelming response to the importance of QBRs in 2022 and the strong need from channel executives, from channel managers, and from partners alike. So what are we going to cover today? We're going to cover the elements of a best practices QBR in 2022. What are partners and producers looking for in a QBR? What does a good one look like? How do you pull it off? How do you pull all this data together? And what's the right frequency of MBRs and QBRs? So the illustration that's on the chart is 5 components of a best practices QBR. We're going to be talking a lot about each of these, 8 elements. The program performance dashboard tracks program performance and program level achievement. Capability scorecard is how do you build strong representatives in the marketplace by assessing and building scorecard and action plans for building more capable partners. Business planning is what most people traditionally think of partner business planning, is where you set goals, strategies, and tactics, but we're going to show you a better way to do that, to get much higher partner participation and much more satisfied partners. Task management. One of the things you're going to hear a lot in this presentation is in planning, all roads lead to tasks. There are too many tasks. So we're going to show you a comprehensive task management system that makes the impossible possible. Marketing planning is really focused on your top MDF eligible partners and provides a guided business planning, marketing planning, forecasting, fund and program selection, and fund submission process. Opportunity management is what you use to manage and sort deals with the sales executive of your partner. A good planning process has a partner profile, but also has an acceptance and approval workflow for your partners with a built-in DocuSign solution. And then budgets are, how do you manage all of your budgets? MDF, discounts, incentives, rebates, et cetera. And finally, the QBR system that brings that all together. So one of the points that we want to make is that as we think channel managers have this impossible job, how could you possibly manage all of these program and capability and goals and tasks and marketing planning across 20, 30 partners? It's an impossible task. It just can't be done effectively with Excel spreadsheets and or non-purpose-built tools that are not focused on delivering this. What we're going to show you is the details of an effective partnership and how it all comes together in a comprehensive QBR system. The other thing is, you might say, wow, this is overwhelming. There's just, how could we possibly do this with all of your partners? Well, we don't think you should. We think there's sort of 3 levels of QBRs. There's the base level, which is very easy to implement. It requires very little work and can be set for the partners and tracked and updated automatically or with very little work. So there's, how do you build partner commitments through your program dashboard, your capabilities scorecards, task management, opportunity management, and acceptance and approval. That's the base level that can be done with hundreds, even thousands of partners. Then when you get to the next level, you would have a business action plan where you would set individual goals, strategies, tactics, details, and dates to help support the achievement of those goals. And then for your largest or your MDF eligible partners, that's when you go through the full business and marketing workflow. Those are typically top 20, 25% of your partners. So just kind of a summary, we're so excited about the feedback we got from our last webinar. We actually created a research project, which will be available, a research summary, but some of the key takeaways is that QBRs, a partner executive recently told me that QBRs provide the blueprint for a successful partnership. One of our clients told us that one-click QBRs have transformed the way we manage our partnerships. And one thing that I say too often is QBRs bring all partnering metrics together in one place, and it's a game changer. So this is an eye chart. I'm not going to go through this eye chart. By the way, all of you will be able to download this presentation, but it just highlights 4 key processes that really are part of a business planning and QBR process. The ability to go through and track and measure program metrics. Those are typically in 4 areas: revenue performance to plan metrics, pipeline metrics, sales diagnostics like win rate, cycle time, which reps are closing deals, selling deals, and certifications. All of that is in one comprehensive, updated immediately dashboard, a partner performance dashboard. Program level metrics. Typically, when you think of a program levels, you think of, if you're like a silver level, you need to achieve, let's say, $100,000 in revenue, plus task level, you need to add our logo to our website and create a joint case study. Oftentimes, level achievement programs work something like that, where you can then validate whether or not those were achieved and award level achievement. Capability scorecard, capabilities are often where you architect, what do we expect from our partners? What are the capabilities and skills that are necessary to be an effective representative in the market? Do they have the appropriate sales capabilities, marketing capabilities, services capabilities, technical capabilities? This allows you to assess, score, and create action plans in 10 to 15 minutes with your partners. And then the more traditional end-to-end business and marketing planning, end-to-end marketing planning process for your largest partners. So some of the takeaways and the conclusions from our research was that it was really interesting to find that 75% of partnerships, 75 plus, it's probably closer to 90%, do not receive MBRs and QBRs today. And yet, at the same time, channel executives that were interviewed or that took part of our survey of our over 1,000 registrants, channel executives were saying that over 50% of they're looking for completing QBRs with over 50% of their partners. QBRs are just simply hard to complete. They're disorganized, data's everywhere. And 66% of channel teams are looking to implement some type of an automated QBR system in 2022. Here's one of the takeaways. There's a lot of really good insights from this research study. You can download it today on successfulchannels.com. But this is one of the conclusions we sent, that 66% of the respondents are looking to implement some type of an automated QBR system. 46 are looking at channel operation systems like PRM and CRM in 2022. 31% in learning management, 28% in TPMA, some kind of demand generation system, 21% in fund management, 19% in channel data management, and 18% in channel incentive management. It's a good insight into what are the priorities of channel executives to help get their channel to the next level of performance. So I want to start with, what does a good QBR look like? What is it element? Well, first of all, a QBR is template driven. Everything that's on here is pre-built in a template. You select the cover page, the metrics you want in your partner performance dashboard, the metrics you want to feature in your capability scorecard, your task summary, your summary of your business goals, your partner profile, your marketing plan, your channel team summary. These are all module driven. They pull automatically from the planning system and Salesforce and other systems and deliver this in one click. Also, these systems are available not just at the partner level, but they're available at the CAM level and at the regional level. So the goal here is to get rid of all of this administrative work and spend more time focusing on what you're going to do about it. So actually, I want to just show you what a couple of these look like. I'm going to click off and bring up a sample QBR. Just bring it into the screen. So here's a sample QBR. This is from a company called Rapid Tech. And so what you can see is this table of contents. This is template driven. This table of contents is built dynamically. It's what modules you choose to put in here. So I've included the partner performance dashboard, the business action plan, the capability scorecard. And you'll just see that here's some of the metrics that are automatically brought in. The different elements are automatically brought into your one-click QBR system, okay? Another one that I'd like to share is the roll-up, the territory roll-up. So this is the same information, but in this case, it happens to be rolled up for George Bailey's managed partners. He manages 50 partners. So I can see key statistics across those 50 partners. For instance, things like, did I complete my QBRs? Did I review my partner performance dashboard? Did I complete my scorecard? Here's some summary statistics across all the partners in my territory. I'm 86%, is that 86% above? I'm 7%, I'm a 12% change year to date. So it gives us summary statistics across all those partners. These numbers here are a roll-up of the territory. So now if I'm a channel manager, I have a tool to manage down to my individual partners, but also manage up to my boss, my regional director, and his boss, his or her boss, all the way up the line. So I just wanted to share with you what a best practice is QBR. There's a lot more here, and we'd be happy to share this profiling, share this with you on a follow-up call, but I want to just give you a quick look at what this looks like. All right. So now let's get back to the presentation. Switch my display settings. Okay, so how do you pull this off? One of the things, saying, boy, I can understand a healthy skepticism about how you can pull this off. The thing I would say is that most channel organizations, one of their top investments is their channel team members. It's one of the biggest investments that you make, and it's a colossal waste of time to have them building one-off Excel spreadsheets, PowerPoints, QBRs with their systems. The better way to do it is to pre-integrate the information from your CRM, from your PRM, from your learning management system through integration methods and connect that with a QBR builder system to build these automatically. And by the way, all this doesn't have to be programmatic. It can also be done with flat files. You can literally, for some of our clients, we'll say, all right, your IT team is too busy to work with us to complete these integrations. Let's just do an export import. Let's export it on, let's say, the 8th day of the month and set up like an SLA with your sales team that says, hey, by the 12th day of the month, you can start doing your MBRs and QBRs because it'll be updated. And then when the IT team has time to help support this integrations, which are fairly easy, by the way, then you can make that automatic. But this is how you pull it off. This is how you become effective. So if you're saying, wow, this stuff sounds great, I would love for my executives, my executives to take a look at this stuff. Well, here's an argument. Here's saying why, kind of the executive summary. Why do we need this? Why can't we live without this? Well, what QBRs do is they help you build more committed partnerships. They build more capable partnerships. They give you the ability to help your partners get more done, which is one of the biggest challenges areas. And then what we found is that channel managers, that partners that do QBRs regularly generate anywhere from 10 to 25% growth versus prior year. These are the supporting tools that achieve that, the partner performance dashboard, the capability scorecard. And why are these things so wonderful? Well, partners love it because it creates a custom roadmap for the success. You'll be the vendor that partners will say, unlike all those other vendors, you help assess where I am, you create a custom roadmap, you give me updates, we collaborate. It's a very satisfactory process for partners. Channel managers love it because they become heroes. They're all of a sudden expert performance consultants, capabilities consultants, task management consultants, and they get rid of all of that administrative work and focus on the fun stuff. Senior executives love it because not only are their teams more effective and their partners happier, but they get top-down views. Now that all the plans are done bottom-up, they can do top-down views into their channel ecosystem. It's scalable. It can be set up for 1 partner, 10 partners, 50 partners, or 500 partners. It's hierarchical. I mentioned that you have partner level QBRs that roll up to CAM QBRs, One-Click, that roll up to territory level QBRs. It's all hierarchical based on your regional structure. It's multi-language. Any Google Translate supported language can be delivered in these QBRs, and it's a proven ROI. Okay, so let's switch to our first poll question. So I'm going to turn this over to Scott. I'll just read the question. Brand benefits for QBRs. So the question to you is, which of the following benefits does your organization hope to achieve for an improved QBR process? Scott, let's roll out the poll.
Okay, let me try to share that poll.
It was just up there.
Okay.
There we go.
So as you mentioned, Gary, it's a multiple selection, so please select all that apply. I'm sharing the results, but what I'd like to do is actually—
I'm not seeing the poll itself, Scott, just the
All right, let's try that again. Sorry, Gary, we may have to come back to this poll. Let's move on to the next one. I think we did this in practice, and we have used our practice results, is what we're sharing. Let's move on to the next one.
Okay, so the next poll is reduce the barriers to implement a QBR. So what would make your organization more likely to implement a planning and QBR system? So think about all the barriers that are in front of executing a QBR system. I can see the poll.
So we'd like to invite our attendees to participate. This too is a multiple choice question, so please click all that apply. Here we are. We're seeing participants now. Thank you, folks. There we are. I still see active participation, so please keep the responses coming. Thank you. All right, we seem to have slowed up. Thanks, everyone. Let me end the poll. Oh, here's a few more. Thank you. I will end the poll and share the results.
Excellent. Okay, so some really interesting findings. What would make your organization more likely to implement? So a templated QBR. This is a pre-built template that automatically populates. That's the key. It's not an Excel template. Another one is a set of recommended goals, strategies, and tactics. That's one of the things, what we found is the worst thing that you can do in business planning is create a blank template that says, enter goal, enter strategy, enter tactic. Your partners are looking for you. They say, you guys at the brand know what works. Provide recommended goals and recommended supporting strategies and recommended supporting tactics. When you do that, we have found that 9 times out of 10, partners and channel managers will pick from the recommended goals, strategies, and tactics when they're building their business plan. So it's something to consider. The system that we have will support serving recommended goals, strategies, and tactics. Another one is integrations that we're seeing a lot of challenge with. We know that even though the single sign-on, the managed package integration with Salesforce is very simple, even getting just a minimum amount of time of the IT team is a real challenge. So that's a big area. One of the things that we offer is to help do 80% of the work of those integrations to support your IT team. So it looks like there's a lot of good support for the other elements. I'm going to move on. Okay. So
Pull that down.
So I'm going to move on to the next slide, which one of the things we found is that any business partnership only is successful if both parties win. Both parties have to have a stake in the success and enjoy in the success if they win. So generally speaking, producers are looking for more committed partners, more capable partners, partners that can get tasks done, and partners that are capable of driving revenue on their own. Alternatively, why do partners partner? Well, they're looking for a roadmap for their success. They're looking to enable their growth. They're looking another partner to coordinate with, and they're looking for QBRs to check in on progress. So as you're looking at the systems you currently have, most of you on this call probably have a PRM or a CRM system. They're both great systems. PRM is the front door of your channel program. It provides, it's a channel operation system that allows you to do all critical partner management processes. Your CRM is typically the system of record for both partner accounts and revenue and pipeline, things like that. But neither of them are purpose-built QBR, one-click QBR systems that are templated, that have modules that can be dropped in place, that are fully configurable by partner type, that are editable, hierarchical, and translatable. Okay. So let's do another poll question. In your opinion, why do you believe your company's target partners seek and build partnerships with your organization? Why do they partner? Scott?
Okay, Garrett, we've launched the poll. Hopefully all of our attendees can see it and can participate. I'm seeing some results come in, so thanks for that. Please keep them coming. Active participation, Gary. We're getting some great feedback.
Great.
Responses are still coming in, so please keep them going. We'll leave the poll open as long as we continue to get active responses. Thanks to all the attendees for doing that. They're still coming in. Okay, we've slowed down now. Let me end the poll and share the results.
Okay, well, that's good. I love asking, this is just more of a fundamental question to ask ourselves, why do partners partner in the first place? And you'll see what the next question is, which is, how do we align with that? So this is really interesting that sales and reach are the top, sales reach and collaboration are the top three. That those are the kinds of things that they're looking for to get out of their partnership. But there's a lot of other component elements. Development of services, differentiating their business, product, marketing. So there's a lot of reasons why partners partner, but clearly sales is the number one. Okay, Scott, why don't we move on to the next poll question, which is designed as a complement to this question. So the next poll question is, objectively, which of the following reasons to partner are you delivering today? This is your opportunity to say, that's what they're looking for. Now, what are we actually delivering on? Scott, you want to bring up that poll? I think the comparison of the two is going to be particularly interesting. Do you deliver on the things that partners value the most?
And we've launched the poll and we've got a few early entries. Thank you. Here we go. Great question, Gary, because we've got another example of strong response. So thanks to the attendees for participating.
All right, sounds good. Should we end the poll?
Yes, we have a few more entries, and okay, looks like we've topped out. Let's share those results.
Okay, all right, so there we go. Delivering on two of the top three, which is developing new sales opportunities and collaboration, and then product. So those make a lot of sense, but I think there's a good across the board recognition of the things that partners are doing, and there's improvement opportunity areas across the board. So let's keep rolling here. Scott, can we close the poll and then we'll move on to the next section?
Okay. Back to you.
So why do partners partner? And this is kind of summarizing what a lot we said. They're looking for sales reach, market, collaboration. And how can QBRs help with that? How can QBRs help deliver what partners are looking for? It helps with plan alignment, sales diagnostics, capabilities. I'm looking for those things that align with what we said, opportunity status. So QBRs are, I think, a critical part of delivering what partners are looking for. Okay, so I wanted to just go through the components, each of the slices of the pie. I'm just going to go through these quickly. But I mentioned program metrics and level achievement, that what we call a partner performance dashboard. This is where you can pick and choose from about 60 different pre-built metrics. And they come in 5 categories: sales, revenue, performance metrics, different pipeline metrics, sales diagnostic metrics, certifications, and investments. So this is an expression of your program. This is where you can not only say, here's where you stand with your program, but here's where you stand with all of the supporting metrics. So this is a way in which you can express how we're doing with individual partners. Capability scorecard. Think of this as like the traditional partner profile where you would collect information. This turns what was a traditional profile into a whole partner life stage scorecard. So what this is doing, these are scoring your partners on a 1 to 100 scale. So this partner is doing 72%, 0 to 33 is red, 30, 40, 66 is yellow, and 67 and higher is green. So you can have an intelligent conversation. This is collected through a questionnaire. So it's not dependent on some elegant data integration, where you define what are the characteristics of success. So think of it as a big to-do list. You're screening and selecting. Have they been fully onboarded? What are the account planning, sales, marketing, technical and services enablement? And create a blueprint for success. What I can tell you is partners love this. They love to see how they stack up with what you expect from them and how they stack up with versus their peers. And this can be this. So then based on this, you build an action plan to become better, turn your reds to yellows and your yellows into green. Something I said earlier is that all roads lead to tasks in planning, whether it's a business plan, your partner performance dashboard, your capability scorecard. There are tasks that are created in order to address those. And all tasks, regardless of where, roll into one unified task management system. So as a channel manager, now I don't have to chase around all the different things that I have to do. The tasks are set up, they're named, they're titled. There's a planned achievement date, an actual achievement date, a start and end date, and you can sort them by status, by type, by whatever. And then this is where you can manage the status of that. And then there's even links to resources to support the achievement of these tasks. So it just makes the job so much easier, not only for managing it, but it's also for keeping track of it. Another area is opportunity management. It brings all of your opportunities from your opportunity system, but allows you to sort it by sales rep, by opportunity status, by deal size, by registration date. So when you're having a discussion with your channel executives, your partner sales executives, you can have a thoughtful discussion about your deals and focus on where you need to focus to build more revenue. Another slice of the pie is business action planning. Remember, we had talked about recommended goals, recommended strategies, and recommended tactics. What your partners are looking for is saying, you guys know what works. Recommend the goals that I should be considering, and then align the recommended strategies and tactics that support the achievement of those goals. What we found, again, is 9 times out of 10, partners and channel managers will choose from the recommended list. They can always create your own at every level. You can also visualize your plan, so it's much easier to create, manage, and measure. The more involved planning component is the integrated business and marketing planning process. It has a home page with all of your marketing activities and the status of its completion, of its acceptance, and its approval. You select a period, you define your business goals, and you directly align them with supporting activities, and build a automatic lead waterfall forecast. That lead waterfall forecast helps you come up with a more reliable way of forecasting what the outcomes will be. And then these green and red gives you the status on plan achievement, forecast achievement, plan acceptance, plan approval, etc. Fund selection and approval. On the other side, on the inside, you can see, how do I manage all of these requests? I have a simple summary of all of my requests. I can see the status. Have they been approved? Are they pending? I can manage my balance on an ongoing basis by fund. I can align my marketing activities with my strategy, and it's all roll-upable, if that's a word. We have a plan acceptance and approval workflow. This allows you, it's very simple, to set up, there's a partner view and a channel manager view. So in our case, we say that partners accept plans and funds, channel managers approve funds. Okay, so it's in both cases, this is the view of the partners. They can see what components of their plans have been accepted by them, and which ones and whom and at what date they were approved. Vice versa, there's a mirror view of that for the channel manager, so they can see what are the ones that are pending. Did the channel manager accept it? Okay, I'm going to approve it. So just to kind of summarize this QBR, these one-click QBR system, it's one-click template-driven QBRs. These are paired with a web interface with all of these components. So there's a export and a web interface. There's a customized one-click report that's multi-language. I'd mentioned to you that we have this roll-up territory or regional level view. This gives you a roll-up at all of those levels. So if I'm a channel manager, I can create one-click QBRs for my partners downstream, and I can have a roll-up upstream. So if I'm putting this together, typically it takes 30 to 45 days to configure your QBR system. These are just modules. These are individual components that get configured. And these are just the decisions that you make, the metrics that you select, the elements that you select to configure your QBR system. It's about 30 to 45 days to get it set up. And then you select the components for your QBR system. The last thing, and I'm sorry this is an eye chart, but this is something that we get a lot of really positive feedback on, is level achievement. So if you think about this, you'd say typical, precious metal levels, you might have different levels, and you can see in this case, I got $250,000 of actual revenue. I've achieved my bronze level, or 125% of bronze. 50% of silver, 33% of gold, etc. I have task components. I'm looking to add logo to the website and execute a marketing campaign. With those two things completed, I've achieved both my financial and my task level, and I've become approved for the bronze level. And then I have a calculation of my earned benefits, earned rebates, earned MDF, whatever. So all of this is configurable system that's updated in real time based on the partner's performance. So Scott, I think we're running out of time for the poll question. I think we should probably switch over to the questions that we maybe received from the audience. What do you think?
Okay, let's do that. Bob, would you like to?
Sure. We have a few minutes available for Q&A. If you'd like to ask Gary a question or ask any of us, go to the chat feature and we'll take a look at the chat feature. So let's take a look and see if there's some questions that you'd like to raise.
Or Scott, we could go back to the poll if you think that would be worthwhile. What do you think?
I think we've got 2 minutes to do the last poll. Let's do that.
All right, why don't we do the poll? So what are the most valuable successful channels planning and QBR tools? Which of the following tools would you find the most valuable?
Here we go. We'll launch that poll now. Okay, here come the responses. Thank you.
Great.
Okay, active participation. So we're getting some good response here, Gary.
Great.
We'll give them another minute or so to complete the poll. Okay, we're getting a few more responses. There we go. Thanks to everyone for participating. And still coming in, still participants finishing up the poll. Thanks for that. All right, looks like that's settled out. We'll end the poll and let me share those results.
Great. Excellent. Well, listen, thank you, Scott. Good.
Can you see the results, Gary?
I can see the results. Yes. So yes, the partner performance dashboard has the #1 views on our application, and it's the #1 most recognized feature for the attendees, which is great. That's where it's an expression of your partner program. What are your revenue metrics, pipeline metrics, certification metrics, and sales diagnostics? But just behind that is traditional business action plan. How do I set goals, strategies, and tactics, and then build specific actions with dates, completion dates that roll directly into the task manager? Capability scorecard is a favorite because the red, yellow, green scorecard, it's loved by partners because it shows them a roadmap to success, but also I think channel managers like it. And then program level achievement is also something. I know there's been a lot of discussion in LinkedIn about program level achievement and how it's evolving. What we're seeing on program level achievement is that it's a combination of both measured and task related metrics. That they're not just looking for specific revenue achievement or pipeline achievement, they're looking for very specific tasks, certifications, campaigns, logo on the website, etc. And then the comprehensive task manager, I think that's really encouraging too, because it's a big area of pain for channel team. How do we keep track of all these tasks? Okay, Scott, should we switch over to the any other questions?
I'll stop sharing that. And before I go to Bob for the Q&A, I want to remind everyone, if they could stay on, we have a short 5-question survey at the end of our masterclass. So please stay on and invest just another 60 to 90 seconds to run through those survey questions for us. Bob?
Okay, now it's time. If you have any questions, to put them in the chat while we're waiting for other questions. First question that comes in is, how is data captured in these templates? Are they automated? Are they linked to industry tools? That's a question, Gary.
Okay, so everything that you saw were pre-built forms that were built within the successful channel system. So what we're doing is we're bringing in the raw data. sales, pipeline, certifications, accreditations, and then displaying it in your dashboard. So imagine your performance dashboard. I'm comparing my plan with my actual, and it's updating in real time. So those dashboards that we shared are updating automatically based on the data integration or the upload of that data.
Okay, the next question comes, what is the average time it takes to implement your complete program?
It's typically 30 to 45 days, and that includes data integration. Part of the challenge is, well, first of all, what we do is we host a series of work sessions with our clients and pull this data out from them. Which metrics that you're looking for? What is your capabilities that you're looking for? What are the goals and strategies, et cetera? And then we'll publish that in a series inside of our provisioning system. And so literally within the first 2 weeks, you're actually seeing your planning system come to life with your values. And each week that goes by, you're reviewing and refining your planning system. So it's a total of 30 to 45 days.
Okay. Another question is Successful Channels a SaaS product?
Yes, we're hosted on AWS, on the AWS cloud, and we are built for integration. We support single sign-on through SAML 2.0 SSO. We do data integration with Salesforce. We're integrated with virtually every PRM system that's out there, and we integrate with many other systems. We realize we're a piece of the puzzle. We're channel manager tools that I would say 60% of the use case is channel managers hosting them, just like I'm hosting it with you, and 40% is partner self-serve.
Okay, and the last question we have time for is, what is your pricing model? How do you charge for the implementation of a program like yours?
First of all, it's a per partner model. So it's based on tiers. So something like 0 to 20 partners, or excuse me, 0 to 25, 25 to 50, 50 to 100, 100 to 200, et cetera. So tiers. And we make it very affordable. If you remember those 3 levels, there's the core systems, the partner performance dashboard, capability scorecard, task manager, QBR. The core system, typically that applies for a lot of partners. And then you can a la carte add those more involved modules to a smaller subset of those partners.
Okay, and one final question. What systems does the Successful Channel system support integrations with? Is it primarily incoming data? What percentage of systems are not able to be integrated on average?
Well, I would say the majority of our integrations are with PRM and CRM. When we've had data like in proprietary systems or ERP systems, we're open to doing integration with those, but those would probably start with a flat file integration initially, and then work towards a programmatic integration.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, thank you so much for everybody attending. And thank you for your active participation in this webinar and submission of some really good questions. We're now going to close the webinar on transforming the channel with one-click QBRs. The recording of this webinar will be available and accessible tomorrow on the Successful Channels website homepage. I also want to remind you that you will be presented with a 1-minute survey when you click to leave today. If you are willing to complete this 5-question survey on QBR-related best practices, we will send you a consolidated report of the survey results, along with all the poll data to help you guide. Thanks for attending, and have a great day.